scheduling back in order, but basically, yeah, so Sunday service, obviously Sunday because it's in the name, and then usually Bible studies is Wednesdays, like during the week. So, for obvious reasons, I'm going to be doing the, okay. Get the going so I don't babble on too long about doing anything. Just got to put you down a little bit so you can see what the heck I'm doing. No, you're not like, seriously, Wolf, what the hell are you doing? Anyway. But yeah. And plus too, you know, it helps with views too. You know, do multiple videos. You don't see a lot of ASMR artists do that, you know. And like I said, with my ASMR channel, I want to make it unique. You know, I want to do the things that other people don't think of. And everything else. So when people look at my channel, are like, oh man, check this guy out. He does a Sunday service. He shows you how to do different things, or make different food, or how to work out, you know, like different how-to videos. And a lot of these other ASMR artists just don't really seem to do it. He does live gaming streams to keep up with his people and see how they're doing and everything else, you know, and stuff like that. He helps people for their personal life, which I do, you know, which is why I always say, like, you know, I always put my social media, so if you're like going for a lot in life or something, or you want to request or anything like that, you can always message me. Because some of the game videos that I do are, like I said, requests. You know, 'cause, you know, usually people don't mind if I mention them, but you know, like I said, once in a while you get somebody who wants to, you know, wants to more private. Just put the crap upstairs on the people thinking, yeah, 'cause I'm gonna drop them. Well, that's kind of distracting me. But anyway, and stuff. So, you know, that's why I like to do it too. So if somebody feels like they want to request it, put it in a request, but they don't want, you know, like I said, they don't want to be, they want to keep it more private, if you will. Kind of, you know, thingy-majiggy, you know, then they can do it that way too. And I don't know, like I said, I'm tired. See, yeah, I'm tired, so my brain's a little slow. You know, that's why I'm talking kind of funny. Saying random goofy words. But yeah. Oh, crap. Why did I do that? Yeah, my hand actually smacked the phone. So I wanted to put my hand like this, but it got too close to let it pop. Which probably will sound like a little pop. Or because it was strange, like a little like pop kind of sound. Yeah, that's basically what that is. Yes, it's a bit of a late upload. But I want to get it done. But I know some people with different time zones, so they usually like it too. Because sometimes I'll do a late upload, and like people who have different time zones, you know, it works for them because then they you know, they see the videos. So, you know, that's partially why I want to do it too. Which why sometimes I try to do a late uploads, you know, for convenience. Yeah, I'm gonna make this purple, kind of give it like a pretty feminine kind of color. And I do got a snapping ASMR kind of video to do as a request. Now I got a long video of me doing that as the request, and of course a shorts video. Now it was for a long video, but like I said, I need more, you know, ASMR shorts. Now I don't mind doing the video edits, but I do want to do, you know, ASMR shorts. So those who like ASMR see the shorts, and they're like, oh, he doesn't just do video edits, he also does, you know, ASMR videos. Hence his name, ASMR Wolf. Or just simply put Wolf, you know. Now obviously, yes, it's not my real name. You know, like it's not my legal name. Obviously that wasn't born called Wolf. And it's kind of more of just like a nickname. So I went through different nicknames throughout my YouTube career. But I don't know, I kinda like the Wolf. I kinda like the name ASMR Wolf after a while. And so I just kinda you know, I went with that. And people seem to, you know, when I was first starting, I first started calling myself ASMR Wolf. People seem to like it and everything else, and I kind of like that, and people just call me Wolf. So I was like, you know, I like the sound of that. I like it dope too, because it kind of sounds like, I don't know, it kind of has like this badass, like sound to it, like wolf, like some sort of badass warrior, maybe like a Native American warrior or something, because like they had like different, because like they had like all like because I like the Native American culture, because I like the Native American style stuff, like the dream catchers, stuff like that, like just, I don't know, just something about it. I just really liked it. I really liked the design, and the way they designed their clothes and stuff like that. And then, and I was like they kind of do like a lot of like the spirit animal stuff and everything, which, I'm not exactly sure what all that is, but I don't know, like, I always found it kind of interesting. And I was like, hey, why don't you just, I don't know, think of an animal you like and just, do it like that. So I thought, well, some people there are some guys who do have the name Wolf. Now, it's not, obviously, it's not what you would call extremely popular or common. But I was like, well, you don't hear that often and everything else. And nobody, and at the time, when I thought of it, nobody was calling themselves Wolf in the ASMR community. Now, possibly, maybe, but like, when it comes to it, at the time you didn't really hear it at all. Like there was a wolf style ASMR, but nobody did call themselves ASMR Wolf when I first started. Now, maybe, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I don't really check. But yeah. Because it was funny too, because I was watching this ASMR artist do wolves. It was like some sort of like role play. I feel like it was like one of those like furry anthro kind of things, or like the fur, like when people wear their fursuits, it looks like a human wolf, animal hybrid or something like that. Like fantasy. And I was watching that and I was like, you know what? I said, this is wolf ASMR. Put that backwards. ASMR wolf. I said, why don't you name yourself that? That could be really interesting. And I was like, that actually sounds kind of cool and badass. It's like a badass warrior kind of name to it. I was like, oh, the heck with it. I guess it's gonna be my personality on YouTube. ASMR Wolf. And then people just started calling me Wolf, so I just kind of, stuck with it. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I said, I actually just thought that the name Wolf was kind of cool, so I was like, oh, that sounds great, actually. Okay. What colors do we use those? Okay. I like that purple, though. Yeah, I like the girly, feminine kind of, look that it gives it. Think I need more water, though. Okay. Yeah, that definitely is better. Yeah. My voice has a more softer, sound. The way it should. I think I'm gonna make this flower red. Is this a red? Oh, that's a violet red. Huh. Oh well. Close enough. Yeah, because my crowns got mixed up. So I guess I grabbed the wrong box. Oh well. Well, if I have to, I can grab it if I run out of different colors. And I need to make it, different. So I guess it's more of a pink. It says violet red, but I think it was violet red, but I think they're full of crap. I said violet red. You call that violet red? That looks more like just straight out pink, like a dark pink, or maybe a pinkish red, maybe. But I'm like, violet red? That makes absolutely no freaking sense whatsoever. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, it doesn't even look like, I don't know, this doesn't match a violet red. I'm like, I don't know, that just sounds weird. I was like, how is this a mix of violet and red? Like, I don't understand that. I'm just like, oh, you say so. And that, maybe add the purple to give her that girly, feminine kind of look. Just want to do it nice and light so it doesn't match the letters. Just gonna add a little bit to it so it's, yeah. So probably just gonna do the bottom part. I still gotta bust it up at the same time. be a separate video altogether. So hopefully I'll have time to upload all these videos, because the crossword puzzle I know was a bit lengthy. But one way to find out, I guess, that's to just do it. So it'll be a little late of an upload, because right now, recording this right now, it's like 12:50 at night. So, hopefully I have enough time to upload it, because the upload is not so bad. It's the editing that's like a pain in the rear. And it takes like 10 gazillion years to edit. And I'm just like, oh, brother, this shouldn't take this long to edit. Like, it's just editing a video, editing 2 clips. Like, I don't understand. And then making a copy. I'm like, I don't understand why it takes this long. I don't know. The editing app is just weird. But don't worry though, like I said too in the previous video, I'm going to be showing too how to do the edits and everything, and how to show how I do it, because I have a subscriber who wants to do his own videos, but he's unsure how to do it. And so I basically told him that. I was like, well, I got you. I'll show you how to edit the videos. I'll show, like I said, I'll show the App Store, this and that, different things like that. Now, obviously, it's on this phone recording, so I can't record with this phone. I have a backup phone. That has a working camera. But it's a short video, so I can fit it on that phone. But of course, the catch is I have to fix the phone, because unfortunately, when I was in Wildwood, which is a beach in my state, in Wildwood, New Jersey, and unfortunately, when I went to play this car racing game, because our hotel, we had an arcade, because we had a beachfront hotel that's like right by the beach, and it has this a small miniature arcade, not much games, only a few, and a soda machines. And of course, stupid me decides to put the phone in my back pocket and sit down on a hard ass seat, and guess what happened? My big stomach crushed the damn. Of course, the weight of I'm not skinny. Like, I got a semi-decent stomach, unfortunately, which is hard to lose the weight. And unfortunately, because of my weight, because I weigh like, I guess like, it's gotta be like 270 pounds, something like that, 271, 270, something like that. It goes back and forth, hence, because I'm trying to lose the weight. And so, of course, that basically cracked the phone. So it's got this black ink on it and everything else. It's repairable and everything else. Like, it still works. I just have to fix, the screen and everything else. Because I know but it's, like I said, it's a backup phone. It's a family member. I had the phone. They weren't using it, stuff like that. So I was like, everything else. So, but they were paying for a service. I was like, I told them, if you want, I'll give you the money for it. So when you pay this, I'll reimburse you what it costs and stuff like that. So, they do that, and I use it for for texting. Usually just for texting people in my private life. Now, unfortunately, I can't do that right now with that phone because it's cracked, and it's hard to see what the heck is on the screen. But I might get that fixed soon, because the local mall, they have a phone repair thing, so I have to go there and get the screen repaired. Oh, yeah. That'll probably be a good freaking $100 down the drain. I have to spend probably. I'm like, I'd prefer to use it on videos, but unfortunately, it's the ASMR videos. But unfortunately, I have to spend it to get the phone repaired, because of course I made a stupid mistake. Not that I did it on purpose. I just wasn't thinking at the time. Cause I was at the beach, so I was excited. Wildwood, New Jersey. It's my favorite place. It's my place. It's my peaceful place. Like everybody has like their peaceful place, vacation spot where they're just at peace. And it's such a great place that you just feel like, like this is your place. This is the place where you're at peace, and you just like you have you can have a break. You can just explore, just have fun. And that's what it is for me. Like it's paradise on earth. The fun beaches and very nice people there and everything else. I like it. I really like it a lot. Well, I've been going there since 1994, which is funny because that's the year I was born. time was a teenager. Which is true, because my mother was born in 1977. I was born in 1994. So, when you do the math, yeah, she was a teenager. Well, she was a teenager, and my father, he was, I could be wrong, but I think he was, my mother was 16. My father was like somewhere between 18 and 20 years old. That's weird, which I know that sounds weird, but, that's just, it's just, it was the 90s, so, people did think that was just kind of like, what? But, what can you do? But I'm glad my mother did because I'm here and I help so many people and everything else, so I'm glad, But of course, too, on the topic too, my mother's the ultimate superhero too. Because she saved my life. Because originally, I spoke about before, but for those who are new to my channel, yes, I'm a survivor. As crazy as it sounds, I'm a survivor. In some ways, a survivor of abortion. Because my grandmother tried to push my mother into it and tried to, because she kept on pushing it, because my mother had to basically lie and say that she wasn't pregnant, but my grandma was kind of like back and forth, whether she believed or not. But my grandmother too, my grandmother was like one of those people who are really paranoid about things and have a hard time believing, a lot of things, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. And so she bought it for a little bit, but then eventually, she told my mother about the abortion nonsense. And then, but of course, at the time, she was really pushing. My mother said, well, it's too late now. It's like, my water broke in high school, because my mother was in high school class at the time. She's like, I said, I just came back from school, and because my mother was stressed out. Because my mother and my grandmother didn't get along that well, when she was, raised. But that's because, though, too, my grandmother was, let's just put it simply, my grandmother's not exactly, people friendly, I guess you could say. Like, she acts friendly with people, but she just says things like not the best way. Like she doesn't know how to say things in a nicer way. And unfortunately, she said things to me that are not very nice, which I don't like. I don't want to discuss it, but yeah, as you can imagine, somebody annoying that you don't want to be around or hang around or deal with, basically, put simply. She told her, she's like, well, I'm, FING, having this baby. So it's like, there's nothing you can do about it now. And I hid it from you because I knew this is what you were going to do. And which, and then it comes on my mother. She's, my mother's pro-choice. Like my mother is. I'm not, but my mother is. And, mother's telling her, it's like, my mother was telling her, it's like, like, I want to have this baby. Like, this is my baby, and I want to have it. And still, like, there's nothing you can do about it because it's my choice, which it is. And which is true. It is my mother's choice, not my grandmother. I mean, it's not her body that's going through it. But which I'm glad my mother did too, because, like I said, I wouldn't be here, and of all the people I helped, I just sit there imagining, and I told her about it too. Like, I don't tell her. Now, obviously, no, I don't tell my mother what conversations we have, but I have told her before. So, like, I helped so many people and stuff like that. So I said, if you would have went along with it, like, I would worry about if these people would get the help they needed. Especially some people would come to me and message me about, like, I don't want to say what exactly, but basically the stuff they're going through. And I gave them the love and support they needed and stuff like that. And I'm like, I can't imagine if it wasn't around, what they would do. Oh, crap. I forgot to finish that tea. Let me see if I can fix it. That looks like crap without me fixing it. And then, of course, my grandmother decided she was going to try to take my mother to court and take me away from her. Which I definitely didn't want, because my grandmother, the mother of my grandmother, was partially what caused me to have anxiety and, different things like that. And of course, partially as a kid. I got childhood trauma from, because my grandmother's my great grandmother, so my grandmother's mother. Let's just to put it simply, was not a nice person. Like, especially to my mother. I mean, she would make food because my mother has a weight problem, obesity and overweight. So, and it wasn't just type 2 diabetes, but that's besides the point. So, of course, my grandmother's mother would, when she would make, she would make fun of her. She would make fun of her and tell her to go up the stairs more often. And, just a number of things that are extremely sexist and just a number of things that I don't want to get involved in or say for obvious reasons. But I want to be truthful to what happened and truthful to the story. And as you can imagine, that and everything. Now, why she like that? I don't know. I mean, my grandmother's mother, her father was an alcoholic and stuff like that, and he would a lot of time would do things that caused her anger, like her toys would be thrown away before she was done with them. He was an alcoholic, so he would yell at her a lot. So she naturally developed, that was the way of putting it. She developed anger problems, and unfortunately, she would take it out on me. She took it out on my grandmother, on my mother, a bunch of people, just a bunch of just dramatic BS, I guess you could say. I mean, it is BS, so I might as well admit, it basically is BS, because who does that? Who does it? It doesn't make sense. But anyway, that's a story for another time. But yeah, here it is. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and I sure do. And there we go. And there's another Christian coloring book, so I might get tattoos that way, because I'm almost a coloring book. Oh God, why did I say tattoo? Well, I'm looking at my tattoo, and my tattoo is a Christian tattoo, so but that's besides the point. But yeah, so now we have a different coloring book, because this is running out of pages rather quick. But like I said, I wanted to, because it's just all the time. So, and then of course, okay, I'm back. Yeah, my stupid clock went to go off at the worst possible time. Anyway, I was trying to say, because I'm running out of pages in here to color, so, but there's another one at Five Below. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, or share my videos. There were some videos